These little fire ports are the problem. You always cut them round. Hey everybody, welcome back to Blown Away. In this episode we are getting stuck into some of those major jobs that I have been putting off for quite some time. And for those of you that have not visited this channel before, my name is Ian and I have lived on this old steel ketch for over 20 years. And with a boat this old, I seem to spend most of my time fixing it. So welcome on board. And you are joining us on the amazing Greek island of Meganisi, which has been my home for winter. And this winter's major project has seen me replacing the cabin sole in the upper deck saloon. And because the floor is out in the boat, it's been impossible for me to live on board. So I drove this camper van from the UK to Greece so that I had somewhere to stay while I'm doing the work. So my plan at the moment is to take up the floor in the deck saloon and replace the floor. The sole boards as they're called are particularly bad in places. They're split. There were or are fire access ports to put fires out in the engine room, and those were cut square as opposed to round originally, which is a mistake because all of the cracks, all of the splits have emanated from the corners of the cuts, which is quite normal. So it's an ongoing problem that I've been watching slowly but surely get worse over the years, and I am worried that I'm going to put a foot through a floorboard very shortly. So I need to fix it. I've bodged it up and patched it so many times now it's just beyond repair. I need to get the floors out and replace them. So let's take a look. The carpet that we've had down was to stop the dog from sliding around, but yeah, take a look at some of this. I mean, there is a whopping great big crack gone across there. All these screws hold extra pieces in to stop it from splitting and from coming apart. It's not good. It's quite a big job. I have to get on with it. I just have to do it. If it takes me all summer, it takes me all summer. Now these floor panels are all different sizes. The one in my hand at the moment is the largest one. You can't be joking. Whoa. Maybe I should put some comedy music to this, because clearly that floor panel is not going out through that doorway. Not going to happen. More damage pushing this out. God's sake. Well, there you go, boat jobs. Just to go out. Has to go out through the roof. This means taking these hatches off and the crossbeam. Bollocks. So with the 3 smaller floor panels removed, the easy route out through the door, the large one off the engine room has to come out through the hatch. Games have well and truly begun. Sometimes I wonder if I'm crazy. You know, that's a rhetorical question. Do not answer that. I have to be so careful here. I'm so gonna fall in. Down there, goes down 2 meters give or take. Anyways, yeah, so what am I doing here? Well, the original floor panels, the removable ones, came to this position here, and then this piece is screwed in. I'm cutting that out, and I'm going to take the removable floor panel right to the edge of what is my refrigerator, and I'm going to do that for the entire length along here, because if you look at this, it's in really bad condition, and it's been poorly repaired in places, and I want to get rid of it. So the plan is to take the removable floor panels full width of the cupboards. Now the problem with that is that when the cupboards were put in on top of the floor panels, obviously they're put in on an angle. If you look here, this is angular because this panel is on a slight angle, which means to put full width floorboards in, they won't lift up. And I have the same with the bunk here. If you look at this gap here, it's wider here and closes here. So this panel is angled like this. So if I try to lift the floor panel up, it's just going to hit all the woodwork on both sides. My plan is to make split panels. So I'm going to make one floor panel that will go from there to there, another floor panel going from there to there, and then separate ones up here, so that there is a join down through the middle. Now, if I make them out of the thin material that the originals were made from, they'll be too flexible, and standing in the middle of them they will separate, which obviously I can't do. So my intentions are to make them out of much thicker material. Now this ply with the teak and black strips in it is about 400 quid a sheet, and I figure I need at least 3 sheets in here. Probably I need to get the measurements, but probably 3 sheets of this stuff. 500 euros a sheet.
Now the last time
I actually
priced this stuff up was 20 years ago. Apparently it's gone up a little bit in price. Who knew? But at €1,000 per sheet plus tax, there is no way I'm fitting this stuff to my floor. So let's start thinking outside of the box.
But I also need to make a frame to go around them, because it's a plywood. As you lift the plywood, it will scratch against stuff and it will try to split open, and it needs a frame around the edge of it. Now when this floor was put in, they put a very thin piece of teak strip around the edge of the floor panels, and in places that fell off. It split, it broke, it just came apart. Like I did with the teak locker lids up there, they're pretty strong. I'm thinking to do something similar to that. Solid hardwood, it's Iroko, it's not teak, I can't get teak. I'll use a 12mm Iroko frame with a plywood backing board, and then the teak and holly ply on top of that, and then it'll all get bonded together using epoxy. I suspect that will be strong enough, but it might be weld some angle iron in here to support the floor in the way that I want to make it. I think that works, because I have no intentions of taking the freezer compartment out and stripping this bunk out, this bed. It's too much work, and the freezer compartment would just be a nightmare to get that out. It would be awful. And when we're talking about this little lot here, could you imagine taking that out? It would just break my heart. I don't think Liam and the McKennas would ever forgive me for taking those out. So that's kind of the plan. So it'll be made up out of 4 panels over the engine and gearbox and the battery bed, and then when I get to doing the galley, which the way time's going I probably won't do it now, when the galley comes out, that will be separate again but done in a similar way. It's a lot of work, but I think it's worth it. Okay, we got 3 out. I guess now I need to take that roof off, fortunately.
one other problem we have with the butterfly hatch. It's cracked around the hinge. So my plan is to take off this broken section across here. So we're going to take off this broken section across there and then use another piece of teak, which I have here, to scarf in the joint. So basically I'll take off about an inch of this and then add this in its place, bond it, glue it, etc. And this is just another example of boat jobs. I need to put these hatches back onto the boat to prevent rainwater from getting into the boat. Therefore I have to fix this first before I can carry on with the floor. Should be good. Should be. It's not a particularly straight cut through here, so now I'm left with the process of cleaning that up before I can fit the new section. Stupid is as stupid does. Anyways, been measuring this up, so I need to make a 30mm piece, 3 centimeters. So I'm going to measure this, mark this up, and then run it through with the circular saw. Oh, for an extra pair of hands. On that subject, if anyone is interested in joining Team BA and would like to go sailing in the Greek islands during the summer of 24, drop me a comment down below. I'm concentrating on the hatches at the moment simply because I suspect it will rain in a couple of days' time and I need to get the boat watertight. As a safety measure, every time I adjust my circular saw, I unplug it. Seen too many joiners with fingers missing. Slow but sure. One of my hatches with the seal uses. It's so badly, that's the wrong cord. It's so badly.
Where did you get your teeth from? Sorry? Oh, you had it over
The hatch was split. So every time you lifted it, it was letting water in.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
Nice bit of teeth.
I've got a couple of blocks like that on the boat. Yeah. This big plank by Roko's mine as well.
Yeah.
So I've now cut the piece that is joined in. I've temporarily screwed it on just to get a feel for the fit. Obviously I need to sand bits off of it, which is perfectly normal. So what I'm going to do now, I'll take this back off, get the glue, sand it down a little bit, put the glue on, and then screw it back in, and then leave this overnight. And it is, shocker, it is due to rain. What a surprise. But yeah, it's going to be okay. And then obviously with the screw heads and stuff, I'll rebait all of this as well. So these screw heads will disappear. I'll plug them. That'll be invisible. I'm quite pleased with that. Having wasted one piece of teak. Can't believe I messed that up. So the first one I cut, I completely forgot to take into account the thickness of the saw blade, which is about 1.5 mil. So when I cut it, when I cut the first one, it was too narrow. Like, complete rookie mistake, something I'm well aware of doing, you know, measure twice, cut once. I always make a joke out of that. But yeah. Anyway, second time's a charm. Yeah. Happy. That'll be okay. It's gonna be good.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again. But life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, 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 running to better times. Go, 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 from my emotions I'll go, 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 running to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times. To better times, to better times, to better times. Remember I was laughing in all the photos that you took, but now it looks like acting, like we were fiction in a book. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta.
A bit of a late start to the day. A bit cold and miserable last night. Quite chilly in the van. Curtains are still drawn, keeping the heat in. So this morning we're going to get on with some of the hatches. I took a slice off yesterday, the piece that was damaged. So you can see where it's all cracked through here. So the joint was breaking up, and also along here as well. So this definitely needed to come off. And on next week's edition, we continue with these hatches. In this scene, I am rebaiting the new piece of teak to accept the rubber seal. And that is about it for today. A big shout out to our monthly coffee supporters, the McKenna family, David Luchford, Eric Backlund, Captain Svetlana and Trev. Thank you very much. These guys on your screen now all made donations via Ko-fi. And as always, a big shout out to our monthly Patreon supporters, Team BA much appreciates your help in the making of these videos. And if you managed to stick around for this long, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again next week. As always, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, please leave a comment down below. I always look forward to reading your comments. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, because your help keeps this channel running. Thank you.